All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Wadash, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, as well as the men that taught them, and peace and blessings to all you Akim out there who pushing his word with all truth and sincerity, and as well as to all you believers out there who believe in the gospel. And it's the brother Quabra Abad from the GMS Houston camp. And I want to go into another lesson, and Lord willing, it do be edifying. And what I want to speak on in this lesson is, you know, how our people, mainly the Southern Kingdom, you know, which is known as the so-called, you know, American blacks, you know, Haitians and West Indians, you know, from Jamaica, so on and so forth, the islands. But mainly the Southern Kingdom of Israel, the so-called blacks, right? You hear our people always crying about reparations, you know, receiving reparations from the government. Even you got some Northern Kingdom, Hispanics or Native Americans, they looking for handouts as well, a payment back from the government. How you had these Native American tribes, which they get paid back in a sense, you know, more than a nigga would, you know, but it still don't amount to the troubles or really, justify the troubles that you've been put through. You know, the little millions of dollars or whatever Esau give, the little portion of land, 40 acres and a mule. That's not going to make what happened, what our people went through, that's not going to make it okay. You see? That's not going to make it okay. You know? But what I want to speak about in this lesson is that, come to find out, it's a reason why the so-called white man and these other nations, they won't give reparations to niggas, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And that's because it was written, because our reparations as Negros, Hispanics, and Native Americans is the kingdom of heaven. It's the world to come. And that's what we come to realize. That's our reparations. Far better than $200 million that's going to get split between however many Negroes in America. And then even if our people was to get reparations and everybody get paid out $10 million, every nigga, our nation still ain't gonna prosper. First, the curse is still gonna be on us as a nation. So even when Jake start businesses, you know, for the smart-minded of our people, even when they start businesses or certain ventures, it's eventually gonna fail, right? It's gonna be infightings. You know, or if not the smart ones, the less smart ones of our nation, you know, they gonna spend their money on some bullshit. Go to jail, get locked up, try to buy some drugs, and think they Pablo Escobar. All you gonna have niggas just stunting with it on Instagram and going robbing other niggas talking about they up. I'm up I'm up 2 mil. I'm up. All go spend it on designer. Reparations from our enemy ain't gonna change the mindset of our people. Reparations from our enemies not going to put an end to our suffering, but true reparations that the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, got promised for us is rest. Everlasting rest for all we've been through as a people, man. You see? But let's go ahead and get this. Let's go ahead and get this real quick. Matter of fact, before we... So like it, hold on, let me... I had another precept in mind. But let's start with this first, because Esau Edom ruling right now, right? And our people looking to him for reparations. Now, before we can rule and get our piece of the pie, as it was promised us in Genesis of the 27th chapter, to our forefather Jacob, we was going to rule the world. But before that, Esau had to get his first. But this is what I want to get. This is Job chapter 20 and verse 18, right? And it's going to see Esau, the wicked, losing his rulership, and we gonna get it. It says, Job 20:18, it says, that which he labored for shall he restore. And you know, the so-called white man raped, robbed, murdered, and stole the whole world. Well, the scripture says, that which he labored for shall he restore, and shall not swallow it down, right? His new world order ain't gonna be fulfilled. You ain't keeping all this, what you took, all the resources of the earth. You ain't gonna keep all this forever. But it's the point. It says, and shall not swallow it down, and according to his substance, right? And what's the so-called white man's substance? According to Genesis 27, it's the world. So according to what he have gathered, it says, and according to his substance shall the restitution be. According to his substance shall the restitution be, and he shall not rejoice therein. So the point is, what this man took, which he took the world, that's what he got to pay back. You see, he took the world, that's what he got to pay back. So the point is, that's going to be, and we're going to get into some supporting precepts to show Israel our reparations going to be the world, man. We don't want just, a couple FRNs now, and the economy about to go digital anyway. We want a change in our people's minds for the better of our nation. That's what true reparations is, getting slaves and so on and so forth. Like the Apostle Paul say, that's a true blessing when you have slaves, man. Matter of fact, let's look at this word reparation real quick. Reparation. It says, check this out. One of the definitions for reparations is restitution. So according to his substance, and this is a quick Google definition, it says reparation, the making of amends for a wrong one has done by paying money to or otherwise helping those who have been wrong. And the way this could be paid back, it ain't just by giving us money. What Esau and these nations done to us, they have to be paid back by true justice, us really getting our lick back. And not just that, but it ain't gonna work if we don't have the world, you see? But one of the words for reparations is restitution. Restitution. So when we go back to Job 20 and verse 18, instead of restitution, we could put reparations though, because one of the words for reparations is restitution. So let's put it there. It says Job 20 and 18, that which he labored for shall he restore and shall not swallow it down. And according to his substance shall the reparations be, or the restitution. And what this man took, the world. So what our reparations going to be? The world, Craig. You see, not just the city, but the world. Let's get this in Sirach. This Sirach chapter 10 and verse 4, it says, the power of the earth is in the hand of the Lord, and in due time he will set over it one that is profitable. See, in a short time, the Lord going to make a change in the world, right? A leadership change in the world, a regime change in the world. It says, and I will set over it one that is profitable. Verse 8, because of unrighteous dealings. And that's why Esau going to lose the world that he was given. And he going to have to give everything up to us. True reparations. And that's why it says, because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another. Reparations. That's the true payback. That's true justice, man. Let's get this real quick, because I do want to make a point. Because it says the kingdom being translated from one people to another, right? But just to show that, because I want to get 2 Ezra, the 7th chapter. That's one of the chapters that came to mind when I initially was meditating on this lesson. Because the Lord, he pretty much say that from the fall of Adam, us as the sons of God who came through, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, that we was going to go, it was written for us to go through a hard life. But at the end, the payback, the restitution, or for the sake of the lesson, the reparations will be the world, the kingdom of heaven, man. Rest. So now we get it on why our Father went this far on us. Like it said in Daniel 9, no other nation have went through what the Israelites went through. No other nation went through that, man. So now, and we can't even, fathom what the kingdom going to be like. But it makes sense. If we went through something as great as this on earth, talking about our captivities, imagine what the reparations or the payback going to be. The kingdom of heaven going to be well worth, or should I say what we going through now going to be well worth the kingdom of heaven. So it makes sense. You see, but let's keep reading. Let's get this or establish what nation the kingdom going to be taken from, and then who is it going to be given to? Because that's what our people need to understand. We don't have to go or beg or march the so-called white man to give us reparations. No, just pray to our power, because it's written in the story already that he going to make these nations, starting with Esau, give us reparations, pay us back. You see? He gonna make them pay us back. All the gold, all the precious stones, all the spices, all that's gonna be given back. Slaves, come back. You see? But that's good because it says the kingdom is translated from one people to another people. Let's get who that to and fro is. The second Ezra 6 and verse 7, it says, Then answered I and said, What shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? Now this the prophet or priest Ezra or Ezra. So, when you read this account, Ezra, he was kind of getting tired of captivity. He was getting tired of the heathens ruling over us in Babylon. This is how we feel now. So he said, Lord, when is this going to change? I don't remember this. I don't remember what this was written at, that the heathens go rule over us. When is this going to change? When we going to get that rest you was talking about? That's his question. And watch what the Lord say. This from that, and this going to tell us from what people is it being taken from and who is it being given to? Who the reparations going to? It says, And he said unto me, From Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. Esau is who? That's the forefather, as we would know the people today, as so-called of the so-called white people, which their biblical nationality are the Edomites. And Jacob is the forefather of the Israelites, which today the majority of us would look like so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. As Jacob and Esau. Esau being a so-called white man, Jacob representing the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You see? But let's get it. So it says, 2 Ezra 6 and 8 again. And he said unto me, From Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. You see? So that's gonna be the transition right there. From Esau to Jacob. And it's biblical, from the so-called white man to the so-called niggas, Mexicans, and Hispanics. So even when you think about it, our people asking the so-called white man today for reparations, pay us back for what you've done, not even knowing biblical prophecy, that's how the Lord have it written already anyway. Jake just don't trust in our power. And when I say Jake, I mean, Israelites, but they just don't trust and they don't want to wait on our power. They don't believe in it. We believe in that, man. It's already written that Esau go give us reparations, and it ain't just go be regular money. I got something better than money. Better than money, right? So like, Jake, movie quotes, but right, better than money. One, we gonna get the money, which is real money, gold and real resources and stones and things of the earth. We gonna get that. We gonna get that, but we also gonna get with this everlasting life, being perfect, new bodies, so on and so forth. That's what we waiting on, man. And that's what the Lord have written for us to receive. Let's get this in 2 Ezra 7. Because this go into it. The Lord gonna say, he ain't gonna say what I'm about to say verbatim. But an overview on what we're about to read is that the Lord had it written for us as Israelites, the chosen people, to have a hard life when we come down into the earth for the purpose of this blessing that he have. You see, let's just read it. Let's just read it, which again further shows that the kingdom of heaven can't be for the heathens. Because what we about to read, the Lord said, if you want to get to this kingdom, you have to go through this narrow path. And he was talking to our whole nation. If you want to get to this kingdom, you have to go through the narrow path. Now, we know the elect gonna go through the narrow path now. But in the whole, all the nation, we all had a narrow path. You see, different eras, different eons. It was a narrow path. But the point is, what it said in Daniel the 9th chapter, that no other nation went through what Israel went through. Right? So once we read this in 2 Ezra 7th chapter, if it says that the only way you can get into the kingdom is if you go through this type of life, a hard life, as Adam descendants go through. The point is that show the heathens the kingdom ain't gonna be for them because they didn't go through this oppression that we went through. They didn't go through this captivity that we went through. They didn't go through being a borrowed and private for all these years. They didn't go through that. And according to what we're about to read, if you don't go through that, you can't get this. You can't get this. Our nation went through it. We went through it as a nation. So guess what? Because we went through it, that's what the reparations is going to be. Everything. So look, I'm going to read it real quick, but the Lord put our nation through something that the world have never seen. So it make much sense for him to, in return, give us a blessing that the world have never seen. Because that's going to pay for the judgment. That's going to be the proper reparations for what we went through. Just everything, everlasting life. Because what reparations is again? Making amends for a wrong. Come on, man. Let's get this in 2 Ezra 7, though. We're going to get straight to the point. This 2 Ezra chapter 7 and verse 6, it says, there is also another thing. A city is builded and set upon a broad field, and is full of all good things. Now, the city is representative of the kingdom of heaven. You see? The city that we going to get. Now, check out what it's going to say. So it's telling us the kingdom of heaven, which is Yahweh's kingdom first and foremost. But watch what it say. It says it's full of all good things, full of all good reparations, right? It says the entrance thereof is narrow and is set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if there were a fire on the right hand and on the left a deep water. All the things we got to go through in this life as Israelites. We got to battle spiritual enemies. You see, we got to go through battle the curses, which is not a battle of the curses. Like we got to fight to, not go through them. It's just, we have to, that is the battle. Going through the curses is the battle. So we got to battle spiritual wickedness in high places. We have to battle the curses as Israelites, or should I say endure the curses as Israelites. And also we have to be here going against what these enemies trying to throw in our way. All these things is in the way of Israelites getting to their kingdom. But it says, and only one path between them both, even between a fire and a water, so small that there could but one man go there at once. Showing, hey, when we come into the truth, hey, we got to work out our own salvation with fear and trembling. Now check this out. This is the point. It says, if this city, right, this kingdom of heaven, it says, if this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance. First and foremost, who is the first man? Now we know in truth, the man is Yahweh without question, right? That's the man who was given to, right? But through who was it established? Abraham, then Isaac, then Jacob. And then after Jacob, like it said, and I think it's 2 Ezra 44, then after Jacob, the Heavenly Father departed Jacob's blessing among the 12 tribes. So this kingdom, this city we reading about was given unto a man. And what it was said to Abraham, that this was going to happen through his seed, through Yahweh, you see? But the point is, this kingdom was given to an inheritance, Yahweh, Psalms 2 first, then through Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, then to the Israelites for an inheritance. Saying all that to say this. If this city, 2 Ezra 7 and 9, if this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, then how shall he receive this inheritance? Now, there's two things. First, this proves, it says, if you don't go through this hard life that the Lord got set before this kingdom, it ain't for you. It ain't for you. Which shows these heathens ain't go through what we went through. So what we about to receive for going through this, it ain't for you. Like it's saying Daniel, the 2nd chapter, in around the 44th verse, it says that the kingdom will not be left to other people. It ain't for them. You ain't go through it, so you can't get it. Right? Now, us as Israelites, this is what the Lord going to bless us with as the reparations, the world. Let's keep reading. It says, if this city now were given unto a man for an inheritance, if he never shall pass the danger set before it, then how shall he receive this inheritance? And I said, it is so, Lord. Then said he unto me, even so also is Israel's portion. So it was written for us to go through these things so we can get blessed in the end. The Lord was waiting all this time to give us the reparations. Not for the enemy to give it to us, for him to give it to us. He says, then said And I said, it is so, Lord. Then said he unto me, even so also is Israel's portion, because for their sakes I made the world. So we're going to get the world back. That's the reparations. You see, it says, and when Adam transgressed my statutes, then was decreed now that it's done. So all the way from Adam, our people, in a sense, been looking for a type of, I won't say, a payback, but been looking for justification for our nation. That's a title right there. They've been looking for that, man. But the whole time the Lord had this set for us, for the heathens to give everything they took from us, to give it back. And what they didn't take from us, the Lord gonna bless us with extra, man, for the payback, for what he put us through. That's true reparations. That's a true payback. Matter of fact, let's get this real quick. This is Second Maccabees. I think it's Second Maccabees 2. Going into what the Lord blessed us with as a nation. This Second Maccabees 2:17, it says, we hope also that the Most High, that delivered all his people and gave them all in heritage and the kingdom and the priesthood and the sanctuary, as he promised in the law, and he will shortly have mercy upon us and gather us together out of every land under heaven into the holy place, for he have delivered us out of great troubles and have purified the place. But these are the things we have set to receive our heritage back. What it says, we hope also that the Most High, that delivered all his people and gave them all a heritage. And what else? And the kingdom. That's what we're going to receive, man. You see? That's what we're going to receive. And the priesthood and the sanctuary. It said, as he promised. But these are the things we can look forward to as Israelites. You know what? Since I know the Apostle Tahar, he say a true blessing, truly being blessed is having slaves. Right. That's going to happen too. Real quick, this is Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 1. It says, for the Lord will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. So when we get delivered, right, it says, and a stranger shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. When all Israel come back, check this out. It says, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place. And the house of Israel, so the Israelites, right, once the Lord come back, it says, and the house of Israel shall possess them. Who's the them? Shall possess these heathens. It's going to explain itself. It says, shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids. When you possess something, that means you own it. So we ain't just gonna be possessing them to be, be a friend, just possessing them or owning them so they could be our mechanic in the kingdom. This is my personal mechanic right here, or it's my personal therapist. This is my barber right here. He travel wherever I go. This is my barber. He be getting me right. No, we ain't possessing them for that. No, we possessing them for what? It says, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for, that's why we going to possess them or own them for this purpose, for servants, male slaves, and handmaids, female slaves. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors. True reparations. You see that? The Lord said we're going to rule over our oppressors. We're going to take them in captivity how they had us in captivity. You see, we're going to possess them for the purpose of slaves. Not just, your traveling barber. No, for a slave. It says, and this shall come to pass in the day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow. See, so that's going to be the change. When the Lord judged them and put the curses on them, he going to bless us. Now we going to be sitting in our blessing. Justified. That's when the justification or the true payoff of reparations is going to be. When we sit in our rest and these nations are going to be going through what we went through, but worse. It says, and it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall give thee rest from thy sorrow and from thy fear and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve, man. So that's going to be done with. Let me get one more. Let me get Daniel 7. We'll get straight to the point. This Daniel chapter 7. Let's see. KJV. This Daniel 7, straight to the point. Daniel 7 and verse 26, it says, now when you go into this, it's going into those four beasts. You know, the four heathen rulers or empires that was going to be before the kingdom of heaven, starting with the Assyrio-Babylonian Empire. And then you had the Medo-Persian Empire, and then you had the Greeks, then you had Rome. Now, in this chapter, it says that the fourth, which is Rome, was going to fall, but be rebirthed or reborn again. And that's what it and that's talking about America. You know, with the likes of NATO and the EU, which makes up that same ancient Roman beast system, right? That ancient dragon. Now, when we go into this, it's talking about that revised Roman Empire falling, which is America. And that's the time we living in. But watch what it's going to say after America fall. I'm going to read that point first. It says, Daniel 7 and 25, and he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall, talking about America, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High. And we going through it, we losing. It says, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws. I just seen it said Trump said he was going to do away with daylight savings or whatever, right? It says, and think to change times and laws, and they, talking about the Israelites, and they shall be given into his hand, into Esau's hand, in America, into his hand, until a time and a dividing of times. It says, but, and that's what I want to get, the but part. Going into reparations, it says, but. So we're going to be, we was in his man's hand, went through slavery, some, civil rights period, so on and so forth. We went through all this, right? It says, but the judgment shall sit, and they, talking about the Israelites, shall take away his dominion to consume and to destroy it unto the end. So once Esau fall, when Yahushua come back and once the elect come off the chariots and start getting busy, it says, and the kingdom, this is going to happen next, and the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the whole kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High, whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominions shall serve and obey him. True reparations. Once Esau fall, we going to get paid back double. Well, double is an understatement. I would say infinity. And I ain't talking about the car. I ain't talking about the QX80. No, we talking about infinity. True infinite blessings, man. Reparations way better than 40 acres and a mule. Now our children go come out with 40 acres and a chariot. Our children go come out into blessings, man, into getting paid back. You see, our children go come out into getting payback. They're payback, born into blessings, reparations. Just like, Esau, he was born into it, while our children gonna be the same way. But the point is, I just want to do this lesson because our people always cry about getting paid back from this government, American government, the white man, and I ain't never get my mule. Well, no, it's already written in the story. The Lord gonna make Esau and these heathens pay us back. And then the Lord gonna bless us for what he put us through in the end. You see? I'm going to end it right there. The Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Chakwadash. And with that, shalom.